always preferred long distances. When you run without stopping for a long time, you have time to think about something apart from the finish. You know it's there ahead of you, but you keep your mind on what is happening to your body right now. Breathing, relaxation, tension. I still work that way in business. You have to have an aim, but better still to control this very moment. You will be first if you are quick enough to see your chance and get it. That will bring you success.
Hey, Sasha, how are you? Give me a call in the evening.
I started my grown-up life as an athletic coach, despite this wish of my parents to educate me as an engineer. You know, it was the most popular degree in the USSR. But I didn't want to sit all my life in a stuffy office. I didn't want to draw a compartment of an electric power station which I'm unlikely ever to see built and completed. I wanted to be responsible for my work from beginning to the end. I'm a coach. This is my champion. I had 3 of them. Now I'm training my own son. When the wall between East and West collapsed, the most active people in our country rushed abroad to make business. It seemed simple: you go and buy. You can come back and sell. Or do not come back at all. I went as everyone else did, but I knew I would be back and I would bring back something that you don't need to sell. With their first money, most Russian people would buy a foreign car, but I decided to invest into myself, so I paid for a course at a university in the United States. I felt I would need new skills and knowledge in our new country. Term private property appeared in Russia only in 1991. It was clear from the beginning that possessing property will change people's mentality. But how to predict? Which way will it change? Tomorrow will not be like today, that's what I knew. Those who listened to the intuition got ahead in front of the queue.
Очень важно, чтобы у человека были мечты.
It's very important for every person to have a dream. If you have a dream and think about it all the time, it comes true. I can give you an example. Genrich Schliemann, who had a fantastic life, nobody believed that Troy really existed. But he carried on digging for more than 10 years. All the scientists laughed at him. They called him an amateur, adventurer, but he discovered Troy and fulfilled his dream, which seemed so impossible to everyone.
Our profession is only starting to form in Russia. But I can see young people today, they want to learn how to work in real estate. And I teach them at my master classes. But apart from the technical details and law paragraphs, they learn the most important thing, the attitude to work. The main message of our profession is joy, because all the papers, agreements and signatures mean that we are helping someone to get his house, to fulfill the dream of his life. During Soviet years, all the property in our country belonged to the state. Today, the relationship between the state, private building companies and citizens are written down in many documents, but still, there are sometimes complicated situations. You know, of course, terms public and governmental relations. What we do is real estate relations.
We understand real estate is a rather wide term. 10 years ago it meant simply a person who will help you with papers and registration for a fee, but that is just a part of the profession now. In English, real estate means everything to do with private property. Investment, hotel business, housing, but that's just a part. Development of this profession means that market relationship in our society has developed. Of course, it's too early to say that the profession has formed in Russia, but it is impossible to imagine modern life without this profession. Real estate agents, they evaluate, they act as agents and as property managers.
When I just started working in real estate, everyone around me was starting some kind of business as well. And everyone started it with their friends, trusted people. Numerous Russian newborn companies at that time had no reputation at all, but the owners of the companies had a reputation which they stretched over the companies. Who you are and who do you know, that's the reputation of the company. Every business had a very distinctive face of the owner and his parents.
Our partners are Deutsche Bank, Morgan Stanley, big companies, and they see our partnership as a partnership of equals. They don't treat partnership with a Russian company as something exotic. They don't have any stereotypes. They know who we are, and only that matters.
Maybe my desire to work in real estate comes from being born here in Leningrad, as my city used to be called. Every building at the city center is unique and has a very complicated story, like our country itself. We're now creating a museum in the former flat of Nobel Prize winner Joseph Brodsky. He lived here in his communal apartments, sharing 1.5 rooms with his parents. He was forced to leave Russia and was never allowed to come back. So these 20 square meters meant motherland for him. He never had anything else here, and creating a museum here is a bit more than just a property transaction. It means that the injustice against the poet is officially recognized by our country.
The main part of this large apartment in the city center now belongs to Brodsky Fund. So we are at the final stage of creating our museum here. But it is still actually a communal flat with lots of people living here, so we, Brodsky's old friends and fans, we are having to find new houses for all of his former neighbors. And Alexander's personal interest, support, and knowledge of law is very important to us. Without him, we would not have gone so far.
Of course, money is important, but for me success means not just money. Money is necessary when it can help to cure or save someone. But after all, you can feel rich and happy having not so much. And you can be very anxious and needing having millions in a foreign bank. For me, success means harmony with the world. Harmony is that feeling which I had when I was young and didn't possess anything at all. Feeling which appears as you are coming back from work along a familiar street and the lights of your home are shining ahead of you.